everybody, I'm Leora Sims. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to Season 3 of my Sims 4 Law and Order SVU series. If you missed any of the previous episodes, please go back and watch them, and please pay attention to the information provided in the description of the video, especially if you or someone you know is in need of help. Today, before I get back into gameplay and storytelling, I'm going to be talking about undermining and trivializing. This is another form of verbal abuse. It's important to realize that all verbal abusers want their victim to feel very bad about themselves. Because if a person feels very bad about themselves, the abuser has more control. But if a partner feels very good about themselves, they may just turn around to the abuser and say, you know what, I don't need this, and I deserve better, and I'm leaving you. And they will leave. So if you are being verbally abused, your partner has the most control when you start doubting yourself and start feeling bad about yourself. A verbal abuser can try to undermine you and your accomplishments. For example, if I were now being verbally abused, my abuser might say, Leora, you only got that job because the company that hired you wants to look good and you have a disability. And that's the only reason you got the job. Or you only got the job because your boss wants to date you. This can be verbal abuse. Your partner should want you to be happy. Your partner should feel very proud of you for your accomplishments. Your partner should say, you know what, you got that promotion because you worked hard, or you got that promotion because you have certain things that the company needs. You got that promotion because you deserve it. You got that promotion because you're qualified. Not because the boss likes you, and not because the company wanted to look good in the eyes of the community. Your partner, again, should be proud of you for the things that you accomplish. And if you are very accomplished, an abuser may want to shake your confidence. If your confidence is shaken, if you start believing that your boss hired you because you have a disability, in my case, or because they want to date you, then you will have lower self-esteem, and you may not perform as well in that job because you are doubtful. Abusers also trivialize your emotions. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about gaslighting and the fact that my ex used to say, it's all in your head. Anything that I would say when I would confront him on how he was treating me, he would say, it's all in your head. And that made me question my reality. And you may think that wouldn't make me question my reality, but it does. Because abusers will repeat the same things over and over again, and eventually even a very confident person could start to believe it, especially if that person has been isolated by their abuser. Because the abused person starts to feel that the abuser is the only person that he or she has. And if that abuser went away, they would have nothing left. And that's what the abuser wants. So if you have a friend who is being abused, verbally or otherwise, don't leave them. Don't let them isolate themselves. If they're isolating themselves, try to still keep an eye on it, because they may reach out to you for help, and they need to know that you'll be there without judgment, because they may not admit abuse for a very long time, and eventually they won't be able to take it anymore, and they'll be looking for someone to reach out to. So you should be the kind of person that lets them know that when they're ready, when they want to talk about anything, you'll be there. There were a few people during my abusive relationship that I knew I could go to. I was very ashamed, but there were a few people in the end that I felt I could reach out to and that I had to reach out to. And I was pretty sure that at that point, if I reached out to the right people, those people would push me to leave. I wanted someone to push me to leave. I wanted someone to validate my feelings, because my abuser made me question my reality so much. I didn't want somebody to say, oh, stay and see if you can work it out, because I had already spent too much time with this person, and I didn't want it to take up any more of my life. And I'm very thankful that I had people that I knew I could reach out to. My abuser trivialized my feelings by saying that, saying things like I was too sensitive, or it's all in my head. That was his favorite. It's all in your head, which is what they call gaslighting, when you make someone question their reality. But you're too sensitive, you're aggravating, you're annoying. This can be verbal abuse too, especially if you're confronting somebody about your feelings or trying to vocalize your feelings to your abuser, because your abuser is telling you when they say you're too sensitive, or you're too aggravating, or you're so annoying and that's why you make me do these things. They're trying to make you doubt your feelings, question yourself, and believe that they are the ones in the right. Your abuser wants you to believe that you can't really function without them, that you need them to tell you what your sense of reality should be, what your feelings should be, what your feelings really are. Oh, don't say that, you're just too sensitive. Or you're aggravating. Well, you may not be aggravating to everyone. You may be aggravating to your partner because your partner wants you to be a certain way and act a certain way. And when you're out of line, so to speak, this is what verbal abusers do. I will be back with gameplay. I'm back, and OliviaBenson is here at this park with Ed Tucker. And she wants to talk about their relationship because you have seen that she has not been happy with him. And during the previous episode, I was supposed to look at her relationship panel and see what their relationship is according to the relationship panel. But I did not do that, so I will do it in a moment. Look at how sad she is. They've been arguing a lot. Ed is jealous and hot-headed by traits. Let's go to Olivia's relationship panel before I forget again. Okay, so here's Ed. Now, Ed is supposed to be her boyfriend, but look at this. Their romantic interest is very, very low, and they are barely friends, which is very, very, very sad. So she's going to talk to him about their relationship and where it's going. She's going to ask him what he wants to do. And then we'll see where we are. Let's see if Olivia can help him fix his bad relationships. And he has a bad relationship with Lucia Barba, and she is not going to she's not going to touch that. Because sometimes your elders know things. They have more wisdom than you. And Lucia Barba does not like Ed Tucker, not just because Lucia Barba would rather see Olivia with her son, Raphael Barba, but just because she has a bad feeling about Ed and about their relationship in general. Um, she's going to complain about problems, and she's going to uh, fire up. She can do that because she is an athletic sim. Look, there's so much she can't do because she's so sad right now. Um, she's going to discuss Ed's career. On the show, Ed and Olivia had a difference in opinion when it came to career. Olivia sees herself as just a cop, and it's a huge, huge part of her identity. It's what she does. Even if she has hobbies, she doesn't have time for those hobbies. Um, and Ed, at some point in the show, was discussing retiring. And there's a big, I think there's a big age difference. Well, there isn't big age difference between Ed Tucker and Olivia. And so he's ready to retire. And she, for whatever reason, had an issue with that. I think she was wondering if he retires, what would their relationship be? Maybe he would have too much time on his hands, and then he would want to spend time with her, or too much time with her. But that was a real, that was an issue on the actual show. She's telling him that she doesn't like the way things have been going, and she doesn't like the way he's been treating her. And he sounds to me, by his tone of voice, um, that he is trivializing her feelings, and I did give him that voice for a reason. And now she's annoyed because he is trivializing her. He was clapping, and now he just sounds really bored. Okay. So she's just going to. Uh, she is just going to break up with him. There is nothing. There is nothing left to do. She tried. Oh, look who's calling. Who's calling? Let's go to the flea market and see if we can find any rare treasures. You know what? Actually, that's very Raphael Barba. Uh, always looking to spend time with Olivia, and he can be. He has a very good sense of style, so I there is a part of him that likes the finer things in life, but I think he would go for something a little bit more expensive than the flea market. Um, but we're gonna cancel that for now. It's a bad time, Raphael. Look at this. Oh no. Okay, so Olivia is getting physically ill, and she's angry and she has a broken heart because when a relationship ends, any relationship, even if it's bad, people go through a mourning period, and that, in my humble opinion, is very normal. Even if the person that you're broken up with is abusive, it doesn't mean that you don't care about them, and it doesn't mean that you don't have hopes. And when a relationship ends, you're mourning what isn't and what wasn't. So she's gonna need a lot of TLC. And of course, I did not control the fact that it looks like she's getting sick right now. And she's dressed in her winter clothes and everything, so uh, we can't say that. We can say the cold weather made her sick, but she's done everything that she can to stay warm. It's not like she's in her summer clothes. I'm going to end this episode here, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Be happy, healthy, and stay safe.